Like there came a time where Thanksgiving for me started to feel like a very forced expectation for family. And I don't come from a big family. I come from a family of that's it's better for me to say I don't come from a close family. And we are also not American on my mother's side. So like they never looked at Thanksgiving either as like a thing to do for family gathering. So it always felt like this is a thing that like I'm supposed to be doing because we're in America, but like I don't have the assets to do it the way America be doing it. And that started to feel so once I left home and like was in school, like that started to just feel like so heavy that I was like, I need to figure out a way to do Thanksgiving my way. So for 10 years, my mother and I would go down to Grenada for Thanksgiving and I would call it Turkey on the Beach Week. And it was actually really, really good time because my mom was working at the time. And so that meant she didn't even have to take PTO. And also like people aren't necessarily like looking at Grenada as a destination in November. So it ended up being a really like nice tradition. Now there is a medical school in Grenada that has a lot of American students, which by the way, side note, is why there was an invasion of Grenada in 83, I want to say. And they tried to say that it was to get the American students out because Grenada was becoming communist, but really it was because they wanted to make sure that Grenada didn't become communist, because then that would mean that Castro was expanding his reach, and Grenada is very close in proximity to South America. So they felt like, it would spread like smallpox on blankets given to indigenous people if they didn't thwart it. So Grenada has the medical school still, and there's a lot of Americans there. And so they do a Thanksgiving dinner. And so we would go to Thanksgiving dinner with my godmother, who was like a high up person at the medical school. And we would still get the best of both worlds. We'd be at the beach all day, and then we would have turkey on Turkey Day. Her husband would be there. Her husband always thought I was rude. And, I always thought he was boring. So we still got the experience of an annoying family exchange during Thanksgiving, even though we were not at home. So we still carried out Thanksgiving to the full extent of what it should be. Now, I remember going to Thanksgiving in high school at a friend's house. And my mom was like, we're just going to go because they invited us and we need to eat before we go. And I was like, why are we eating before we go to Thanksgiving? She was like, because I don't trust that they're going to knock it out the park. And I was like, that just feels really rude. And we really need to just be like available to eat the food. I don't want to fill up before we go. And my mom was like, suit yourself. But I'm going to make sure that we eat before I go because I just don't trust it. And I was like, you're just being very pessimistic and negative, and I'm just not going to support that. So we get to their house for Thanksgiving. And per usual, my mother was fucking right. Y'all. Okay. Let's start with the meats. They had like deli meats. I feel like they had ordered the meats. And so it just was like on a tray that was like laid out, but in a way that just, I don't know, it just didn't look appetizing. And it looked kind of like it had been frozen and thawed. And my mom looked at me like, you dumb bitch. Like that's how my mom looked at me, like, you played yourself. You are starving and this is what you got to eat. And then I remember like the cranberry sauce. Okay, I don't know about y'all, but when it comes to my cranberry sauce, I'm not here for the people be trying to do the whole like, ooh, natural. It's real cranberries. Look at it. You can feel the cranberry peelings inside of it. Like, don't give me that. I want the cranberry sauce in a can, upside down, sliced like discs of cranberry. Okay? That's what I want for my cranberry sauce. Some of y'all be bugging out, be doing all of this extraness, and I feel like it's just not necessary. And it ends up being like OD and like, just like, I don't want the cranberry. I don't want cranberry peeling, like cranberry skins in my teeth. You know what I'm saying? I'm just good on that.